Hey everybody. Hopefully the audio sounds good. Let me know if it doesn't for any reason. But yeah, I got a replacement N64 from DKOldies. I have gotten some games from them before, and they've all showed up in pretty good condition, so hopefully all the stuff I'd seen a couple, it seems like months ago, where people were having issues with cleanliness of consoles is gone, and this is a good experience. So this is not meant to be anything of like looking to hate on DKOldies. I just needed a new replacement N64 because this one that I have here like no longer sends video output, or it does, and then it cuts out just over and over and over again. So I captured a tiny bit of footage for Star Wars Episode 1 Racer on this, and it was just constant of me having to hit the pause button the second the signal cut out. I tried different cables, tried a different power source, even tried another old N64 I have in my closet that's broken, just to see if maybe it worked after all this years. Nope, that didn't work either. So I've got a replacement one. Oh, thank you, Anitix. Good to see you again. So yeah, I got a replacement one from DKOldies because the store is local to me. When I looked there, they didn't have a great ton of options. And the one thing is they give a like 1-year warranty, I think, or a pretty lengthy warranty here. So I thought, might as well. It'd be easy. I can just hit the button and order some. So we'll see how this goes. So I wanted to unbox it and then test it on here. One of the games that I really need an N64 for is Bomberman Hero. Anytime I've run it through my computer, it is the laggiest mess ever. It stutters a bunch. There's a lot of like graphical issues with it. I don't know if it's specifically what I'm using it to play on my computer or what. So I would really like to capture just out of an N64 and have the real experience with that. So this is kind of to get that game up and running. So let me try to switch to top down and move these headphones out of the way. And let's open this up. Oh, I don't think I'm actually recording this on my end, which, well, I can just get this. This is fine. I don't think I need like a specific capture of this. Okay, let's open this up. I'm really hoping I may turn this away for a second because I don't know if it has all my personal information written on the inside of this box. That's a bad knife. Anitix, what have you been up to lately? I don't think I saw you in the last random live stream I did. I tried to give this one a little heads up, but you been playing anything good lately? How have your holidays been? What have you been up to? Okay. So it looks like I did get a paper with this. Just showing, I guess, mentioning the warranty, confirming that the internals were serviced, who it was cleaned by. I guess I'll hide my invoice number, but they do seem to provide a list of what the cleaning was done, or when it was done, who it was done by, and that was checked. So, and that's nice to see. One thing I've noticed at local stores is sometimes this stuff is a little grimy if they have it at all, and I have to clean it myself. So if this saves me any cleaning time, that seems very helpful. Okay. And yeah, they do sell their stuff in bundles, which I definitely understand because they are trying to, I guess, run a business and make money. And if you just get an N64 with nothing with it, that it's kind of nice to have something included. But who knows how well this controller is? I guess I'll test it. I had gotten some N64 controllers from a friend who was getting rid of a bunch of his old gaming stuff, and it had the same thing where there's just no Nintendo logo. But other than that, they look identical. I guess we'll test it out and see how it works. I do have an original N64 controller, we can run through it too. Because I found some of the knockoff ones are pretty bad, but maybe they're better now. Quit my job a few months ago. I've been just kicking it. Oh, that's nice. Taking time for yourself. That is something I feel like I've always failed to do in between jobs, was to take any time to just relax. You just head straight in the next one. So hope you're enjoying that time. Hey Will, how you doing? Excited to see DKOldies product. Been curious. Yeah, I've really always enjoyed their like TikToks and social media presence has always been nice when I see them scroll by. And then all that news came about them maybe not cleaning stuff well, but again, from the couple games I've ordered from them, I've never had any issues. So hopefully this works out. The other thing we have is a AC adapter, which is also from this old school company. I feel like maybe I've seen these randomly hanging up in like Game Exchange. And then we have an AV cable as well. So what I have to test this with is I've got the RetroTink 5X. Oh, I hope I can find a 4K sometime soon. But I've got a 5X to run it through so we can capture gameplay footage for it. I've got nicer cables than these, which should help the video signal a little bit. And then, yeah, I've got an old AC adapter, but I'm kind of interested to just try this one, especially with power. Surely that wouldn't cause that many issues, but we can test both as well. Okay. I'll get this out of the way. So I will say it very well packed. That's nice to see. And it is a plain N64. I guess I can turn it over and try to see a model number to see what this would do. But I mean, it's got some like scratches and stuff, but that's, you know, you kind of expect that. I don't know if any of this, I don't know if that comes across in the video. Let me see if I can get a light for it. An additional light to shine on this, and this might help. So you can see some stuff here. I don't know if that will wipe off. You can see a little kind of in here where it gets a little shiny. That's also just some wear and tear, but I mean, generally it looks pretty okay. All these ports look decently clean. It seems like there's some, oh, I don't know if you can tell. This kind of smudged area here looks like it was cleaned out with like maybe a Q-tip or something. It does have the expansion slot cover, which is nice. I don't think any of the N64s I have actually have that. And let's see. Okay, so it's a, let's see if we can get this to cover. NUS 001, which I would assume the 01 is a product number. Okay, this is the fantastic one I have, which is exactly the same. Oh, this is a Japanese one. I assume these aren't region locked then. That would be unfortunate. Okay. Then the only thing else I can think of is to look in here and see how, if any grime is in this port itself, but oh, which way to zoom? The delay on the stream is messing me up here. So, I mean, it looks pretty clean. I mean, there's maybe some discoloration on that port there, but that also just may be what these kind of look like. I mean, this one looks pretty shiny, but Fantastic maybe is a little bit newer. Will Tindo, why'd you buy from DKOldies? Again, the local stores to me, none of their stuff is very clean. I'd have to do a ton of cleaning myself, so I was just hoping this would save me time. We'll see if it does. And they're, at least for this N64 bundle, that was the very basic one, because I have all the cables myself, it didn't seem like that much more expensive than any place locally. I could have gone the eBay route and done that, but I was just wondering if this would save me time and fuss, and I could just, you know, get a replacement set up quicker. So it's got the basic pack in there. I want to swap that out for the expansion one. And we can go ahead and look at what that port looks like as well. So, yeah, Wiltendo, maybe this is just an experiment. I mean, I hope it works well. They have a long warranty, longer than any of the local stores around me that sell retro stuff, so I was hoping that would be some benefit. And, you know, I never remember if these have any markings on them normally or what, but there's the normal one. Let's look at this port as well. I mean, yeah, I'm not noticing anything super visual, like super grimy with it. It seems like a normal amount. I maybe would try to scrub the case more to see if I could get those off, but that's just cosmetic stuff that I'm not too worried about. Okay. So let's get the expansion one out. Oh, where's that? Where's that light? Somewhere in there? Yeah. Got this one. I assume I'll probably clean this off too before I put it in the new one just to make sure. Let's get this swapped out. These bubbles out of the way. And I've got my cleaning supplies with me. Peach, where's Peach? Peach is locked out of this room, Mary. She's not allowed in here. She also gets very weirded out by all the lights and just everything in here. There's stuff strewn about to record this, so she doesn't have a good time in here. That's why she's not in here. Okay, I wanted to clean off this. And I did bring some Q-tips. We'll just see. I'm going to clean this expansion pack first. So I actually go through some like cleaning process in a new video, I think for not this Monday, but next Monday, and go through like my cleaning process for this. I don't know if this is interesting to anybody, but I thought I'd cover it anyways. And one of the interesting things I found is that like the Japanese copies of games seem to, at least from Nintendo, include cleaning instructions in them, or at least for Nintendo consoles, for their cartridges and things. Seem to include the cleaning process, which is very cool, because I feel like in the US, the thing that I always heard and saw people do was the blowing in the cartridges, which is not good for them. So hopefully in Japan, maybe that's why they had their stuff holds up a little better, or at least looks a little better. Yeah, this may be loud on the mic, and I apologize, but I'm just seeing if any of that wipes off, and it does not. So it does seem, maybe I could polish something a little bit more, but yeah, it does seem like they've at least cleaned the outside of it some, and these kind of streaky parts are just wear to the console. I don't know what they did. I'm doing some tedious tasks. This is good to have on. Well, good. Let's zoom this back out. So I'm gonna try to get down there into one of those ports and just clean a little bit around. Again, nothing looks especially grimy in here. Let's see if I can pull up any dirt, but yeah, really, yeah, I'm not getting anything off the Q-tip here. It's a bunch of sharp pieces that are pulling off, but yeah, everything seems fine, at least visually and without opening it up. I don't really want to open it up on this right now, but okay, this may get loud for a second more. Okay, that's over. We're done. Your volume can turn back up. Okay. Really, with everything looking clean and good, let's just try putting this all together. See if it turns on and sets up here. So Let's see, what would be the best view for that? I set up some views. I don't think I set up one that would be useful for this, but let's get the cables plugged in. I will use this new AC adapter just to see how it works. I'd be interested, I don't know if anybody knows if it's good or bad to use these new AC adapters, but I know a lot of, like, I think my NES and SNES, both of those power bricks whine very loud when they are turned on. And so they've kind of made me worried about, like, well, should I keep these plugged in? Is this, like, sketchy to use these? I think this looks fine. Just wasn't an immediate fit. I don't know if you had to, okay. You just have to wiggle it around a little bit. And does it lock in place? Doesn't really seem to, unless I'm not pushing it all the way. Wow, that didn't sound fun. And now there is... I don't know if that comes up on the mic, but... Now there's a rattle. In. Oh, okay. And there is... There's one plastic bit. You know, maybe I will use the official power adapter, because there's a plastic bit that just fell out of this. I can hear another moving around. Well, now I take back everything I said about this power adapter. The fact that plastic pieces are falling out of it doesn't seem great. So I'll just go with the original, especially because it pops so loudly when I plug it in. So, okay, back to the original. Okay, so here's one from the Funtastic. Let's see how easy this goes in. Perfect fit. Nothing popped, nothing exploded bits out of it. That's much better. Okay, so we have N64 set up. Let me go run some cables to the back, and then we'll get some footage of it, hopefully, turning on. Okay, now all of it's set up. Let's move this out of the way. Some. Okay, so what I've got hooked up is got the RetroTank 5X here that should upscale everything. I've got their fancy new remote they released that's much easier to use than the old one they had. And let's see, I've got a monitor set up to record this footage, get this alcohol out of the way, and we should be good. Okay, got these, and I do have, what? Does it say the brand of these cables? No, I'll have to look. They are S-Video cables for the N64, so hopefully they're a little better. Gosh, I just want to line all this stuff up because it's not exact. I'll just zoom in some. So it should have a little better picture quality, or the best I can get without like a RGB mod or something. Okay, let me switch over and we can see, I think I had gameplay. And no, that's not going to help. Yeah, let's do the gameplay one. Okay. I'm just going to use my Funtastic controller for this first test. Plug that in, and then since it was Bomberman Hero specifically that I want to test, let's see if that one works. So for those of you who missed my spiel initially, the Bomberman Hero, when I run it through my PC to capture some footage, it runs terribly. So I was hoping to capture the footage for real at the actual like frame rate and everything that it's supposed to run at. So that's what I'm hoping to get out of this, is a working N64 that will function that way. Okay. that is supposedly on. The N64 was released closer to the moon landing than to today. I don't love that fact. Okay, game here. Is footage coming through if I pull up my profiles? Yep, okay. Oh, no, that is the Wii profile. So yeah, this is all running through the Tink 5X, so we should get a decent upscale. I've already set up profiles for this, so let's just see if I turn it on. I don't know how loud this is going to be. I guess we'll find out. Look at that. Oh, this has volume. Okay. How loud is that? That looks kind of loud. I'll turn that down a bit. How loud is that compared to my normal speaking voice? Is that okay? Happy with that? It's running very well. Nothing's cut out. Anytime I'd run this intro on the fantastic one I have here that's just apparently breaking down, it would not get through this intro without cutting video out, you know, like every couple seconds. It was a lot. Audio is good. Thank you, Anitix. Okay. It looks like it's all functioning. Let's, I guess, play some. Make sure that this all works. Bomberman Hero. And yeah, this one has several profiles that somebody saved in here. Your voice is clipping a lot. Okay. Okay, that's turned down. Hopefully, I don't see it clipping now. Hopefully that's okay now. It could be my stream quality if that's an issue, but I'm not getting any warnings for that, so. Okay, let's just see. Wow, this is hard to see. Let's select one of these and just see Planet 1. I haven't played much of this because I was unable to. One of the weird things that would crop up when it would do this scaling animation, and you can kind of see it, like the image kind of warbles as it opens up. And if you run that through most things on the PC, it seemed to treat those as like 3 different images spliced down the middle, and then they would each scale up individually. So it looked super strange. And then when you get into the gameplay, it was just so sluggish that it didn't feel right at all. But yeah, this is controlling really how I would expect. Tossing my bombs around. This is the one, I forget, somebody commented on this one when I was talking about it. Basically saying that this is not a true Bomberman game. I guess because you have such movement. Like it looks and feels more like a Mario 64 game. Which I can see, but you know, it's really enjoyable. It seems to like play well. And I like this jump. I like the animation so far. I also find it much easier to throw bombs and interact with stuff in this game. Oh, you even have a ledge grab. I did not remember that. But there were 3 Bomberman games on the N64. I've currently played through the first one, Bomberman 64, and I really wanted to play through this one next before putting out any video on it. So hopefully this seems like it will allow me to do that. It's running as I would expect it to, and the main thing is it's not cutting out video, which was the main concern. How do I get that? Do I just jump for this one? Or do I steer when I launch out at these? Oh, sorry. Okay. And I think you can... Right, okay. Yeah, you can bowl with these things. And just just murder chickens. Oh my gosh. Okay, okay, okay. Never mind. H Bomber Guy has a game for N64. Yeah, yeah. This is one of his longest videos ever. This is supposed to be like over 4 hours, so. Also, Anitix, I assume you've watched, what is it? The plagiarism video was his newest one? Uh-oh. The video just cut out. I hope that doesn't continue. But I kept seeing people share the plagiarism H Bomber Guy video, and I'd watch that one, and then I went down a rabbit hole of just watching all of them. All very interesting. Especially the Roblox one with all the sound effect drama, and how that sound effect had been used in so many things, and the whole Tommy Tallarico thing is very interesting. I had not ever watched any of his stuff before. Oh my gosh, you were a patron and then you found it out through that. Whoa. Yeah, I one of my friends, I think, I don't know if they were a patron, but they had been watching a lot of the videos of one of the creators and was kind of shocked by that news. One that was just taking whole documentaries and putting them into the videos, which is so surprising that doesn't get caught earlier, I guess. It was all very eye-opening how like little, with all the copyright infringement stuff YouTube has on it, I'm so surprised that none of that gets caught, but I guess it's more complex because it's not an exact match. It's an exact match for the words, and they're not checking that portion. Yeah. This is Bomberman here, another Tommy Tallarico game. He made this character and this game, even though it's a Japanese game, but you know, just nobody check any of that. Oh, and you've never played a Bomberman game. See, I have played some Bomberman games, but I think the one I most remember was like the Xbox Live Arcade game that was just like touted as a big multiplayer one, and then when the Switch came out, there was the Bomberman R that was also very multiplayer focused. So I didn't really understand that there's such a large amount of Bomberman games that have a storyline and have a single player in them, which is so strange. Like, I really just thought they were like multiplayer only. I didn't know these story modes and single player modes were so frequent. Oh no, oh no. Right as I got to the end of the level. Okay, so besides, oh, I can drop bombs below me. That's helpful. I guess I didn't try hitting these other buttons. What's my C button do? I do have camera control. That's nice, but I do appreciate on the 64 when the camera's just locked, because sometimes that is not the best option. Okay, let's test some other games in here. That worked pretty well. We did have the video cut out once, but also these are all old consoles, so maybe that's not that bad. It's certainly better than I've been used to. Okay, so let's try another Bomberman game and see how this works. Okay, yeah, it all seems to be working fine. Wow, does this really have an unskippable opening cutscene? Yeah, it seems to. Wow. See, this is the thing I'm surprised about, that Bomberman, like, developers care about a story mode, because I just thought it was a mostly multiplayer game. I really can't skip this? There's legitimately no way? Okay. well, we get to watch this fun intro and go through here. But yeah, this seems to be working well. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna open it up on stream unless y'all want to see that. I could to see how, if there's any grime in there, but I guess my overall impressions of this is that the N64 from DKOldies seems to work pretty well. The power brick from old school, I don't trust at all because plastic bits fell out of it. But the N64 itself seems to work. And I don't remember if there was an option to get the expansion module or just the normal one on the site. But the main reason that I, again, ordered from them is because they have a long return window. So if there were any issues, I'm not then going to any of the local stores within 30 days and having to put this through its paces. I've got a little bit of time to test through this and test a bunch of games. Are there any games that are particularly difficult for N64 to run? Yeah. I mean, I guess it'd be worth testing. Oh, I can skip through text now. Wow, this has a big intro. Especially difficult to run. I know, wasn't Donkey Kong 64 one that required the expansion pack? So that would be one to test. And then I remember Perfect Dark, kind of, and GoldenEye running really badly when I'd hooked them up in the N64, so I could try that. But that also may just be their frame rate, and I've just forgotten how poorly those games actually ran at the time. Let's see. I guess we can try. I had tried to capture Kirby 64, and that's when I noticed it the worst. So maybe that would be good to run. And then, oh, okay. So I'm gonna say Bomberman's running fine. I don't want to watch this whole cutscene, and it just keeps going. Spencer, yeah, that fantastic N64 just doesn't work anymore. Or sorry, it will work for a tiny bit of time, but then once I actually start playing a game, the video just keeps cutting out like every couple seconds, if not more, and you just can't get through anything. I tried a new power brick in it, tried new cables, tried changing out the expansion pack for my old basic one, but it just, yeah, I don't know. And I'd done a tiny quick Google search for anybody who might have some tips or have seen the same issue to see if there was a guide. Like, I have a soldering iron, I could learn how to solder, but I just didn't go down that route because I didn't see, my very basic quick search didn't return anything that seemed like, oh, this is a common issue and you need to change out this one part. So yeah, maybe thermals. You mean it was just getting too hot or something? In the Bomberman 64 intro or whatever, Bomberman Hero intro, where it just flashes by scenes, it would just cut out on that over and over again. Like, it wasn't like I'd been playing games for a long time. It was just one, especially once you got into gameplay, it would cut out. It was very strange. That frame of Bomberman would be a great profile pic. Yeah, honestly, it is cool that this one has so much of a story. Like, the other ones just kind of threw you into it, but this one does actually seem like there is an in-game story more than a cutscene and stuff in there. Granted, Bomberman 64 did have a lot of like cutscenes and things, but this seems like another level of complexity in the story because I can't even play yet. I don't know when I'll get to play. So let's move on. We at least know it's running through this portion. Okay. So crystal shards and Nidix thermal shouldn't be a problem unless there's a cracked solder joint or something. Yeah, I really don't. If anybody has ideas, let me know. I would not be opposed to having 2 working N64s, but it just didn't seem like there's a clean path to it. And most of the things I saw were cleaning all the ports and doing all that. But again, it runs the games fine. It's only like once they get up and started, so it seems strange. Gonna Mobo swap that shell. You know, that'd be really interesting. I guess they should be identical, right? And I would rather have the colorful, fantastic one sitting in there. Or maybe it's just a display case at this point. But yeah, that might be a good idea to swap that out just so it would look nice again. Especially if I notice no issues with this as I play through Bomberman Hero, then I'd probably go that route of swapping it out if that's the one I'm going to end up using. Crystal Shards. I was so jealous of this game. I very much always wanted to play this. We'd go over to friends and play it because I loved Kirby. What was the Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland? I had that on Game Boy Advance. I think that's the first Kirby game I owned. And I thought this game was so cool because you could change out, you could combine all the powers together. Not like that. But you could combine them all together, which was so interesting. Yeah, this is... Oh, they destroyed my power. Okay. Right. I pull it down, pick it up, and then I can throw it and combine it. And then it's the throwing power and this, which becomes a sword. Like this... I thought they used the combining powers in one other Kirby game, but it might have been more random. Or maybe that's something they did in the other ones, is that you'd get random powers if you combine 2. But the fact that you can like make these cool combinations, this was so, like, this impressed me so much. And it was like, oh my gosh, how many combinations could there be? Probably not that many. Now having a better idea of like how many enemies are in Kirby and how many enemies do not have powers. But wow, I'm horrible at lining that up. Oh wait, I can throw the... Oh, the video cut out again. It's not been too prevalent so far, but that doesn't give me much hope. And again, this is exactly what was happening before. Now I'm wondering, I guess I could try... Could it be the expansion pack or something? If I swap that out and see if there's any better results. Granted, I only did it twice, but I'm just not sure. Sometimes those black screens on, like, sometimes they are the RetroTink adjusting. There's been a change in like the resolution, but that's what I did with the other N64. Is I tested it direct into the CRT behind me, and it still had the exact same issues, and I changed out all the stuff. So I feel like I tested the Funtastic one well enough. I'm just worried that this is getting the same issues. Or is this more common than I thought? I just don't remember the N64 cutting video like that. My parents bought my sister and I an original Xbox. Yeah, I had an original Xbox, but that was very much the time of like, oh, let's play Halo and like let's do those type of, like, it was first-person shooters and racing games seemed to be the main draw of that console. So yeah, that seems really difficult as a kid to find something. There's like Fusion Frenzy, but I don't think that even that, I don't know that that would appeal to me as a kid, because it is like weirdly detailed and it's not like fun like Mario Party looks. Video cable, are you on the blue one? No, this is the one I'm testing right now is the DKOldies one that I got. Oh, weird. This is this is a jumping mini game. And I can... Let's see if we can get it to happen more consistently. And then we can try swapping some stuff out. So let me try another game. Let's see. I mean, the last game that I ran in here that cut out a bunch was Star Wars Racer. Expansion pack enhanced. But this is a brand new video cable. It could certainly be an issue with it, but like this is an upgraded S-Video one for the N64, so I could get better capture of it. They both seem to be having the same issues, Spencer. Let me see if I can get it to cut out in Star Wars Racer like it was before, and then we can see, because it was cutting out in this one so frequently that I could not complete a race just because it would cut all the time. But yeah, it is a new video cable. It's supposed to be a weld-shielded one, so I could get the best capture out of this without a, you know, mod or something. But oh my gosh. So I wouldn't think that was the issue, but I can test even the cables they gave me, which is just going to be a messier composite video. Oh, yep, there it cut out again. Okay, so let's see. Let's see if we can recreate it in here. I'll swap this video cable for the one they gave me. I also have, well, let's try this one they gave me first. Let's see if this is if the same thing happens. That's right. This was an Insurrection video cable. That's supposed to be really good ones for the N64. Okay. New cable is plugged in. Let me change the input on this. Pause it. Let's try this one. Power on the surge protector. Let's see. I have used two different, well, when I was testing this last time, I was on a different surge protector than I am now. It was kind of why I was interested in using the new old school branded power cable to see if there would be any difference in this, if it would be a power cable issue, but I'd already tested two power cables, so I kind of already ruled that out, but I have no idea. I mean, I'm grasping at straws here and just testing what I have near me. Let's see if this cuts out. And it definitely is a messier image, but none of the images coming out of here are like the most pristine. Yeah, if it's a video cable, I mean, maybe I'll either return this one and try to get a replacement, or see if there's another brand I'd use that's not Insurrection, but I'd heard really good things about their cables, so I was hoping this would, give me the best quality video. And there it goes again, cut out again. Okay, let's try this. Let's go with the non-expansion pack. See if that makes any difference. Test from the wall directly. I can do that too. Actually, let's do your test first. Let's go from the wall directly with expansion pack. Okay. Wall directly with expansion pack. And this still is using the bad cables. But we tested with good cables and bad cables. So I'm going to switch back to good cables. Anitix, yes, I have a Discord channel set up. I have been too afraid to send out invites or anything. Sorry, I was reading Spencer's thing. Yeah, I have a Discord channel set up. I've made it so that it will notify people when new videos come out, because I have heard that new videos don't always trickle out on YouTube immediately, which is disturbing to me. And then I was trying to set up channels on there, so I'm just trying to like wrap it up in there so that it's clean enough, and then let people in. So yeah, a Discord channel exists. I've not invited anyone to it yet, and it's literally me just trying to finish setup on it to make sure, like, I guess everything's in place and all of that before I invite people in. So hopefully that will be something soon that I have out there. Because yeah, like fielding questions like this about debugging would probably be useful in a Discord. And then also I feel like it'd be a lot easier to grab suggestions and share. I did set up my my big Google Sheets document that has all of the suggestions y'all have given. I've set that up and I've locked pages and made it so that it could be shared out, but I wanted to share it out to the Discord and not just like direct onto YouTube channel, because I feel like maybe that'll weed out anyone that's just going to go in there and like mess it up. So yeah, I'm trying to work on that stuff, but it's just, those are the last things I work on when I'm not editing is that piece, and I'm usually editing. But hopefully soon I will have that out, because I've had several people ask me about Discords and various things like that, and seeing the full list so they could help vote on stuff. And I would love to be able to like talk to y'all and get feedback, and all of that would be really useful as well. And it just seems fun to talk about all the backlog games in there. Okay. Switching back to, oh my gosh, these S-Video cables are so hard. Okay. We are back to the Insurrection Industries cable. I'm going back into N64 with, which should have, let me make sure. Yeah, we're back to S-Video. We've got Star Wars Racer in again. We are plugged directly into the wall. So let's see. If it is the surge protector, that is the last thing I would have ever thought of. And I don't fully understand how that would be it, but trying it anyways. Okay, let's see if we can get through this race without it cutting off. I am doing better in the N64 version than I did before, because most of my gameplay was from the Switch version, which that controller helps a lot for this. But I did okay. Granted, this is one of the easiest, simplest courses. Like, it is just a tiny loop. Everything almost repeats. It's so short. I guess it's a good training course, but yeah, the only problem is, I think with the lights, the monitor I'm trying to play this off of is so like washed out and dim that it's kind of hard to see what's coming up, but that could also be the classic fog going on here. Oh look, I've lapped the 12th place player. Oh, okay. Oh right, I've got this boost that I need to... And it cut out again. Okay. So we're not thinking it's the wall power at that point. Let me try the... take out the expansion pack. Let's see if that does anything. Because this isn't normal, right? This isn't something that, like, not owning an N64 growing up is just like, oh yeah, it always did that. I've never heard that before. So this seems like it's an actual issue. Okay, I'm gonna clean off the one they sent me. And go back to the normal expansion pack. Or what is it? What is it even called when it's not the normal one? What is this? Is this just the normal amount of memory, and then the expansion pack is just more memory, and you're literally like swapping a RAM stick in here or something? Okay. That should be pretty clean. Excuse me while this gets loud for a second. Okay. Wheel Tendo, you've never seen this before. Okay. I'm glad this is a real issue and I'm not imagining things. Bad controller causing a short? I don't think I've tried another controller in a while, so let's try the race again. I've gone back to the normal non-expansion pack. Back in the race, see if I can beat my previous time. Oh gosh, I'm hitting the wall a bunch now, trying to use my boost. Also can't really see the meter to the side. This screen's so washed out, so maybe I shouldn't be boosting. That's gonna cause me issues. I also don't have any monitors in my ears to tell how fast this engine's beeping if this is an issue. I'd love for it to just be the expansion pack if I just need to order a new one of those, and that would be it. Actually, I think I might have. No, I have a plain one, and then I got the expansion pack. Right, okay. Okay, I'm on the final lap. It's made it further. Maybe it is that expansion pack. Fingers crossed it doesn't cut out. Also, wow, I think I'm just now noticing how often I don't blink when I'm playing this game. Oh no, it cut out again. Okay. Idle on the track. Interesting. That'd be something to try. I'm gonna try a new controller and see if that does that. Hey Bennett, how are you doing? Will Tendo, have you tried different power? Okay, so what I've tried so far is I've tried the same power adapter, but in and out of a surge protector. I've tried different cables. I've tried different expansion pack and normal RAM module. I'm going to try another controller, and I do have the one the AC adapter they gave me, but it just had plastic bits floating around in it that made me a little sketched out. But I could try one of those too. Let me try a new controller first. Like this one that I've never really used, but I thought it would be useful. This Retro Fighters one that's shaped like a normal controller with a larger control stick. We'll see what that does. And yeah, I can try idling and see if that would do anything different. Wow, these buttons are so... No, it's just the controller sounds hollow, so the buttons sound more clicky. Okay, back to Mongaza. Yeah, could it be a certain amount of time that's passing or something? Because I am... That seemed like the video cut out there too, like right at the very beginning. It's a little hard for me to tell, but that was so fast. But it kind of looked like it cut out right at the beginning of that race. And yeah, I wonder what the... Oh no, wrong direction. Wow, I really can't see this. I wonder... Did the expansion pack just increase the resolution? Because I feel like this is even harder to race in than it was a minute ago. I'll try that other power adapter next, because I really think that video already cut out at the beginning of this race. I don't remember it blacking out right before. That seemed odd, but let's see if we can get it to happen in the race itself. Oh my gosh, wow, I really... Oh, there we go. Okay. Did that. The hash slinging slashers flicking the lights. I have no idea what's happening. Idle and time the cutouts. Do I want to sit on just a screen with it idling, doing nothing? Let me try the new power adapter. That's the only thing we haven't tested, I believe. I think we've tried everything else. It's just... Hey, whatever was jiggling around in this seems to have stopped. Just makes such a loud pop. It kind of scares me. Okay. And then we're using the exact same. We're using the nice cables. Since I don't think it's the expansion, or yeah, the expansion pack we've already swapped out. Let me go back to the expansion pack, just so I can even see the race. We've got the new controller in, expansion pack in, new AC adapter, same new cables. I put the lid on the, try a different room. A different room didn't help. Because I tried it upstairs as well. And it's the same, because it was cutting out there as well. After I saw it the first time, I came into this room to test it on the CRT behind me, and that's when I saw it cutting out even more, that it seemed like it was getting worse, almost. Let me plug this in. Okay. It's plugged in. I had to find an extra slot on there. We have the new, old school N64 AC adapter in. We have the insurrection cables. We have the Retro Fighters controller. We have expansion pack in. Turning it on. Star Wars Racer's in here. Oh, wait, I don't think I changed the Retro Tank 2, because I had to turn it off for a second. Okay, N64i. Expansion pack enhanced. So, Spencer, on the fantastic N64, it was not cutting off at regular intervals. It seemed like very random, and sometimes it would cut off in the very intro loading into... I remember seeing it on Bomberman Hero cutting out in the very intro. And then in the race, it would just be suddenly, and it would get worse on some of them. I mean, honestly, I captured that N64 footage for the video this week. Yeah, that was this week. So I do have a recording, and I could try to time those out, but it seemed so frequent. And then sometimes it'd take a little gap that'd be like, oh, maybe it's working now, and then it would fail again. I'm really interested what does the expansion pack increase the resolution? Because it's just, maybe it's, you know, my mind playing tricks, but this seems clearer. Seems like either I've got more draw distance or something, because it seems easier for me to actually, oh, see, as I crash into 5 things. Okay. And yeah, it is strange, as you mentioned, Spencer, that it's happening on both the consoles, especially because they did send the form saying that they tested this one. I wonder, do they use those old school AC adapters at DKOldies? Are these like ones that are tested with it? Do they use a different AC adapter? Because it could just be like the Funtastic and this. Both were cutting out with this Funtastic AC adapter. And this old school one, if this works, maybe my Funtastic is not broken. Hey, I finished a race. Oh, the expansion pack increases resolution but decrease the frame rate. What an interesting trade-off. Hey, it hasn't cut out at all. The other thing that made me think it wasn't the AC adapter was like, it keeps playing the game. So my thought was like, oh, why wouldn't it reset me to the main menu if it was losing power, but maybe it was losing just a tiny bit enough to cause an issue? Oh, it just cut out. Oh, it just cut out again. See, and that was two extremely quick ones right after another. Oh, there goes again. Another cutout. Oh my gosh, just smashing into a wall. Ah, I made it through that whole race. Fine. Why is this the one that it's causing issues on again? So the thing when I was recording footage that I got kind of okay at is it's like a the Kirby like slashing game that I had to hit pause as quick as possible so I wouldn't fall off the track, and that way I could actually get some bit of footage and not just crash all the time. Oh my gosh, this is very poor. Wow, I'm really drifting. Can I ride it out or... Oh, okay, okay. Is it just me? Am I not meant to play N64 games on their actual hardware? Is this the sign I need to try and pre-order the, I'm assuming, very expensive Analog 64? Or is it just time for me to get a Mister and play it on there, even though that's just in progress? Because again, my computer has had quite a few issues with at least Bomberman Hero, and I've just been concerned that it's not playing the games in the way that they were actually performed on the hardware itself. All I really want is some way to play these cartridges that is like how they actually ran, and my computer does not seem to agree with that. And I've tried like several different pieces of software and they all have the same issue. So it cut out those couple times in the beginning. It is no longer cutting out. It hasn't done it since leaving the starting track. Oh, I can't squeeze through that gap. Yeah, truly. Yeah, Hannah, if I had been given the N64 when I asked for it, this wouldn't be an issue. I mean, the change of AC adapters has seemed to have made it better. Mainly because it hasn't really happened mid-race. It happened beginning of race, which didn't hurt me that bad. Wow, I am... Whoa, okay. 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 I cannot right myself on this ice. I'm just all over the place. This has the talk of the expansion pack increasing the frame rate, or sorry, lowering the frame rate, but increasing the resolution of games now is making me wonder, what should I be capturing in? Should I go expansion packless so it looks smoother, or I would assume you'd want a little better video quality in the recording, regardless of the frame rate. So that's what I would lean towards, but yeah, oh, there we go. Cut out that time too. And yeah, it just cut out twice in a row there. Or is it? Let me see. Can I play from OBS and see? No, I can see it on the live footage. Just trying to think. By the time it had like flashed out, I looked at OBS and it looked fine. But it was just because I was behind. Oh, Spencer, yeah. If I turn, I don't even know what that control is to turn the ship sideways, but that's probably right. I could have gone through. Hi, Hannah. It's not the retro chink causing the issues. Let me see. How would I even get that footage out to you at this point? I don't think will tend to that it was the RetroTink causing the issues because I'd ran it plugged in directly to the CRT and it was cutting out off there as well. So I really don't think it was this, because the RetroTink does cut out occasionally when there's like a resolution change and it has to adapt to it. But usually that is like when switching scenes, or when like you can tell on a PlayStation 1 game when it goes to the menu and switches the resolution that's causing an issue. There, it cut out again. So I don't think that was the case, and I tested it on CRT and didn't notice it there. Or sorry, I did have the exact same issues without the tink involved. I have not tried the new N64 without the RetroTink. I can go plug it in the TV behind me and see if that's it. And Nitix is the best looking N64 game I've ever seen. It does look nice, right? It's very like clean and clear, other than, you know, the low resolution. That it's pretty fun to play. Will Tendo, it's cutting out so frequently now. With most games, I think the drop in frames is fine because most run at like 20. Yeah. Okay, let me turn the camera on and see if it plays on this TV. It is cutting out so frequently now. Wow. Okay. And I was about to... I don't have any other way to get the footage to y'all other than filming a screen capturing it here. So let's see. I did get those bad new cables, which I think have fallen to the ground. So let me swap to... Let this one idle for longer? Sure, I'll let it idle while I set up for the other one. But you see how often it's cutting out? Like, it is so frequent. And right now, we're using the expansion pack. We're using the new AC adapter. We're using new cables, the Insurrection S-Video cables. We're using a Retro Fighters controller that I'm not touching right now. And it just keeps cutting out. I really don't know why. Let me get it set up so I can run on the CRT behind me. I really don't want to leave the CRT on for too long, because it was pointed out in the comments of the Star Wars Racer video that apparently you could hear the TV whine from it playing in the background and just cycling through episode 1 Racer footage, that people could hear that TV whine, which lets me know, one, that doesn't show up very well in DaVinci for me to know that that's happening, and two, I'm too old and I can't hear that high-pitched of whine anymore. I can hear it when the TV first comes on, but I could not hear it anytime editing the video, so I really think my ears just don't hear that frequency anymore, which is eye-opening to hear. But I will not have this TV on in the background anymore, because I don't want those youngins with the good ears to have to experience that. Let's see. See, I heard that initial whine, but I really didn't think it would pick up in this mic. See, like, can y'all hear the whine of this TV right now? I can hear it initially right now, but I think it fades out for me. And again, did not think it would be caught by the mic. And it's not like I'm just recording the videos and throwing them out. Like, they've been edited for hours and hours, so I thought I would have heard something through some of the process. But nope, I heard nothing. Okay, so I'm going to turn this N64 off. Let's see, let me go to this. We're going to change out the cables and... how's the best way to show this TV back here? Probably not any super ideal way. I guess I don't need a top-down shot this second, so I could point this camera at the screen. Let's try that. Okay, let me try to play a little bit of this. Oh, right, the TV volume. That might be better. I'm on the final lap now. And I'm still in first. I didn't realize I actually paused it. I thought it was just literally idling there. So that's good. Still keeping up my performance here. What is the button to turn my ship? Oh, it's a C button. Wow, those are really hard to hit while flying unless you change the controls. So no cutouts so far. Wow, this ice this ice is like so much worse on the N64 version, I feel like. I don't remember having this much issue just skating on the ice. Oh wow, and the scan line's at the top, so y'all can't even see anything that's happening. I'm sorry. Let's just see. I'll just announce it when it or if it cuts off here. I really need to watch a video on how to capture CRT screens without having the weird scan lines. I glanced at one that was calling out specific things you could do over like changing some camera settings to maybe capture it without the issue. But I feel like that would also make it weird if I were to capture anything else. Like it seems like you need those settings just for the CRT and they wouldn't really work for much else, but wow, it hasn't cut off so far. And the race finished. Wow, nothing is visible on this. There we go. There's an extremely dim close-up view of this. You have to make the shutter speed a multiple of the refresh rate. Yeah, I don't see it cutting out on this either. The shutter speed. Let me go. Thank you, Anitix. I didn't remember which of the settings refers to refresh rate, but that seems to have done it. And it has not cut out so far. That's even more confusing. Okay. We already tried these cables with the retro tank, so I guess it has to be the retro tank, right? Like, what else would it be? The only other thing I could think of is if I... because I need to capture the footage somehow. I can't just send it to the CRT and capture the screen. Does that mean this is working fine? It is literally just the tank is cutting out as something's changing? Because I've never had this with any other consoles. That's what made it so weird. And I could have sworn it was cutting out on this TV, but it's been, you know, a week. Maybe I've forgotten everything. Okay, so what I could try to do, I could get a... I could maybe get a splitter for either S-Video or something, or just normal composite, and try to split it out so the RetroTink gets a feed that may cut out, but I would at least be able to play on one television, have the RetroTink recording and upscaling for that. Yeah, it's a combo of issues that perhaps don't cause it alone, but I could do. Yeah, let me try, let's try the Funtastic. Does my current N64 work? And just not work with the RetroTink? Okay, where did I set that? Somewhere on the floor. Also, just to ask again, does anyone hear the whine on this TV? Is it not getting sent through? This is the test of, I guess, how old everyone watching is. If you hear this or not. Okay. The Funtastic is getting all the same parts that were just in the other one. So we have expansion pack. We have the new cables, the new power adapter, the Retro Fighters controller plugging back in. Let's see if it cuts out. Here we go. Been years since I've heard it. You don't hear it either. Well. I mean, if I can get a composite splitter or like an S-video splitter or something like that, yeah, I could record through the Tink on one output and then I could play through this TV on the other, and that would give me a pretty decent experience. I mean, this is what they were meant to be played on, so it might even win me over in the graphics department a little bit more. But let's see. So yeah, this is Funtastic with all the same things we just had on the DKOldies one. Let's see if it cuts out. Wow, standing up on your side and doing that to get through gaps is so difficult on this version because I have to reach up to the C button. Like, I literally have to let off the gash to do it, or I have to do, I guess I could do a very weird claw grip and that works, but that's so much more difficult than the controls on the Switch one. Also, I think it was a Good Vibes Gaming video, but they had investigated which games allow for like twin stick control on the N64. And one of the things they pointed out that this game, you have to enter a code for it, but you can play this with two N64 gamepads, and you can have each control stick controlling a different engine. But it is impossible to play the game that way because you can't like, it's so hard. I guess it's not impossible. It is so hard to reach all the buttons. You are holding basically the middle of the controller in each hand, and so you can hit the Z button in the control stick, but it's next to impossible to hit any face buttons. Granted, each control stick controls the throttle, so you're fine there, but I couldn't figure out how to do the boost where you have to like hold forward and hit a button. Maybe it was an extra trigger or something I had to push, but it was very hard to control. I understand now why it was hidden behind a literal passcode you have to enter, that it's not just in the controller settings, because it's very hard to control. Luckily, the PS2 version works fine and lets you do twin stick, but it is still, twin stick control is for the true pod racers out there, because it is, even with twin stick controls on a PS2, it is very hard to actually play the game that way, because it's just, for all the tight turns you need to make, and like, it's just something I'm not used to. Like, I've been playing racing games with one control stick for so many years. Having two, it's so hard to do. But it is a cool feature that's actually built in, because that seems like something you would want in this game, especially based on that arcade entry where you have the two throttles like the movie. It is not cut out once. Oh, there I go. So it must be something about the signal getting sent to the RetroTink, and maybe some combination of the old hardware I was using was making it more prevalent, and maybe I saw something on the CRT then, or maybe I am imagining things, and maybe I still had the RetroTink in the equation last time I did this, and that's what caused all the issues. But this seems to work fine. We'll finish out this. We have one more lap to go. The other thing that's really hard to do in this is just to trigger the boost at all, because the control stick is so sensitive on the N64. It's kind of hard to like have it completely perfectly upright so that you can get the boost. I don't know, it's a weird sensation. Wow, I went straight into that. Okay, final lap, still no cutouts. We can have it idle in the background a little bit afterwards to see if it does anything, but I guess I'll be shopping for a either S-Video or composite video splitter right after this to try and get that hooked up so that I can actually play this. Or record it, I guess, is more the thing I need to focus on. Oh, there I go, again. Also, I really like the snow effect in here. I didn't remember noticing this before, but having the like blobs of snow come at you is kind of fun. And yeah, especially these icy areas with the like reflections and everything. I don't know how they're pulling that off. Probably some interesting trickery on the N64 to make that look that good, but it works. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that meter on the right side, but it's supposed to fill up red, and then I can hit the boost button at that point, but every time it just drops down, like this controller is too sensitive. It's not reading like a just direct up direction. Oh. I really keep thinking those little eye sculptures are more breakable, that you can just knock them over with no issue, but they cause some damage. Oh no, oh no. Okay, we're about to finish this out. No cutoffs. I think we have our answer. Okay. The biggest rope bridge. Yeah, you wouldn't think rope bridges would be suited to race on top of. Granted, I miss the rope bridge most times, but this would work in a streaming format. Yeah, the only thing I'd worry about with patching audio now is, do some people hear the TV whine, and is that distracting? Because that was the problem with that that last video that someone called out, is they could hear it through the entire video because it's just the TV's in the background while I'm recording, and it came across in the mic at some level I can't totally hear. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up on those combo of issues. Okay, yeah, I did that. Okay, Analytics didn't hear it, but okay, noise reduction is set up in OBS. All these settings right here are exactly how I record the videos. So and that's what confused me. Unless, I don't know, was it a perceived whine they heard or something? But yeah, there's a noise gate set up, and let me double check my settings. But everything you're hearing now is exactly, I just record in OBS for all my audio. And then I take this out. So yeah, I've got a compressor, noise gate, noise suppression all on this. I do the recordings in OBS just so it takes Yeti mic and combines it with this camera. and then that comes out as an MKV that I edit at that point. So yeah, and I couldn't hear it while editing, which made me just wonder, like, yeah, is that just, did the noise gate maybe block a certain frequency of it that I can kind of hear behind me right now, but in the recording I couldn't hear it? I really don't know. And honestly, I was a little sad that there was no like real TV whine that I could really hear when I recorded the TV turning on. I thought it'd have a fun like CRT like bloom effect or something, or you'd hear something, but no, nothing happened. So I I was kind of disappointed there was no whine, and then a little alarmed to find that someone could supposedly hear the whine throughout the entire video, which was unfortunate. But I think my Turok video and the Star Wars Racer one both had this TV on, so the whine should be in both of them if it is actually audible by humans. What should we try next? I guess let me not change the setup. Let me go back into the Tink and see if it does anything. I've got profile set up for the N64 in the Tink just to make it easier when I'm trying to do this. But there could certainly be some profile I'm missing that, or some setting I'm missing that would prevent cutout if it is something weird with like the video signal being sent. There might be something there that I could adjust on my end. Okay, let's go back to the game. And let's try Star Wars Racer one last time. Wow, I thought I'd be doing more games in this, but this turns into just a Star Wars Racer stream because that's the one we could test on. Oh, I'm turning this TV off. Okay, and input composite. Yeah, I just wonder. Like, is there something weird with like phase, or is there some video and I could do? I just don't. I watch a bunch of videos on how to. I could take frame lock off and maybe that would do anything different. Okay. Oh, you can hear it in the video. Oh, wow, that makes me so sad that I did not hear any of that, because I don't want people to open up those videos and be like, wow, this horrible noise in the background prevents me from being able to watch this. And Nidix, did you have to like really pay attention to it? Was it like at a certain volume that you could hear it? Or I don't know, because I feel it, didn't you say, oh, you don't hear it if you have a noise gate or something, but you do hear it only in the video. It's behind my, okay. Yeah, I mean, the solution now is that I just never ever turn this TV on again in the background. I do have another TV sitting on the ground that's not a CRT. So I was going to put that, because I did kind of like the gameplay footage going in the background. So I'll try that and see if, yeah, see it cut out again. Dang. Yep, so that seems to be, maybe there is some setting, because I have never seen this. Yeah, I've never seen it cut off in this, unless it's something where it's specifically like a PS1 game where coming in and out of the menus causes the issue. That's the only time I've seen it. So it's so... There is an N64 setting in here. Could that maybe have any effect on it? Try the N64 setting. Maybe there's some special thing it's doing, but let's just try. But yeah, long story short, that CRT is going away in the background. Oh, if I were to film on it, yeah, I just don't know how, because I'd have to have the mic near the TV for me to play from the TV. So I think that CRT will just not be seen ever again unless it's, yeah, cut out again. Okay, well, I guess we have our answer, and it's kind of a sad one that the Tink is causing us some issues. So I'll just have to get some splitter or something to handle that from now on. Okay, well, and this is all with the Fantastic. That works fine. Wow, if I'd really gone through this testing more, I was mainly just worried. I really needed to record some footage for Bombman Hero, and I couldn't get anything for it, so that's unfortunate. Okay, let me... I guess, is there any other games that y'all would want to see played? We're at an hour and a half already. This is longer than I expected to be. That's just turned into a big troubleshooting sesh, but appreciate all the tips. Now we found some solution to this. Oh, here, yeah, we can, let's switch to this view so you're not looking at all the mess. And, oh yeah, our top down's still looking at that TV. Let's get one last top down so you can just see the mess that's been caused here now. So yeah, here's the result of all this testing. Bunch of stuff strewn about. Okay, well, it seems like the moral of the story is that the DKOldies one works fine, and it seems to have come with a AC adapter that maybe is a little more reliable. I actually don't know the answer on that one. It seems the cutouts seem less frequent on the Retro Tank on the newer AC adapter, but it still seems like the main issue is that the Retro Tank is for some reason cutting out video. Who knows why? But it seems like an issue with the Retro Tank. It seems like the DKOldies, as far as I could tell, seemed like it was all cleaned. And there were scratches on the console that were just cosmetic, but everything worked well. And it was helpful to have the AC adapter and all these cords to make sure that stuff actually worked well, to do some testing on this. But, well, now I seem to have two working N64s. That is not how I expected to end this stream. And I at least have a newer normal RAM pack in here, because my other one was kind of grungy, so I had wondered when I had done the testing against expansion pack and normal RAM pack that caused some issues. So it seems like we're good on all fronts, and the thing that I need to go get is a composite or S-Video splitter to bypass the Retro Tank so that I can play these games easily, and then I can just grab the footage, because if it cuts out for one single frame in there, it's not going to mess up footage, and I should be able to cut around that. But okay, unless there's something that y'all specifically wanted to see. Oh, I've also figured out why it's not showing up on your stream. Oh, Anitix, please, yeah, tell me tell me why it isn't showing up on that. Yeah, I think that's the main thing. Unless y'all want to see other N64 games, I now know that they all function, and now it's just figuring this out. Stream uses lower quality audio, which has a frequently cutoff. Oh, interesting. Mary, that's a completely different console. And I thought you wanted to be in person when Croc 2 was being played. Well, Anitix, I think the fact that I can't hear it in the recording makes it more complicated. But now I'm wondering, would it be easier to do a cutoff at that specific frequency to get the TV? I'll probably just move the TV in anyways. I thought it was neat to have gameplay footage behind, but this camera, I don't really want to mess with its settings that's recording the face, to get it to sync up with the TV and maybe mess up all my other lights and things in this room, because I don't really know how it all works that well. So I'll probably just swap this TV out for the CRT, or not the CRT I have behind me. Notch filter on Fairlight. Oh. Yeah, I'm just conflicted on like, is that TV in the background even interesting? Because it does have the banding, and I didn't want to change the shutter speed to match it on like my main filming camera. This like extra one was fine, but I don't want to mess with the capture settings, Mary. I'm scared that I'm gonna mess all of it up. We'll see. We'll see in the next one if it's easier or harder. It is. The CRT, I feel like, looks kind of fun in the background, but I'm gonna test this other TV and see how it looks, because it might just be easier to have it in the back, have a newer TV in the background, and not the CRT. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think in there. I mean, technically, the footage that I'm throwing onto the CRT, I have to scale it down using some other what is it? I have to use some random component to HDMI, and that comes out of my, or HDMI to component or composite, and then I send my Steam Deck into there that's running through the all my recordings. So it's a very weird setup, because the N64 and a lot of the games don't have a great just idle, like a track screen on them. So it's literally a Steam Deck going to composite, going into the TV that's just playing through all my footage from the whole gameplay. So I don't know. If y'all like that in the background, I guess let me know, and I'll mess with the settings, even though I don't want to. But regardless, I think I'll have some TV back there showing gameplay footage at the very least. But yeah, thank y'all for watching. Mary, you'll have to follow up with me and make sure, like, if I stream Croc 2, is that enough? Because I thought I had to play through that in person, and I thought that was the stipulation as to why I've not played this. But yeah, I think that's it for today. I guess all in all, DKOldies seems fine. They sent me a working N64, and I need to figure out how to work my RetroTink or get some adapters. So thank y'all for watching, and have a good rest of your Saturday. I'll see y'all later. Thanks so much. Bye. See y'all.